Hey, what's up, everyone? It's me, Vinny Langdon, the festival founder and director of the Staten Island Summer of Shorts Film Festival. We're super excited. This is our third annual. It's a fundraiser for Historic Port Richmond Preservation Association, and we are back at it again. We had close to 100 films submitted. Thank you all for submitting films. Our judges got to sit there and go through all the selections frame by frame and decided on the best films that would be suitable for our festival this year. So tonight we're going to be interviewing some of the directors. We're going to keep it brief with each one of them because there are a lot, and we're going to get to know them a little bit better and talk to them about their film project that's going to be premiering or showcasing at the film festival in June. So our festival is happening on Saturday, June 15th, 2024. Make sure you get your tickets today over at Film Freeway. That is the only place that will be selling tickets. So it's very easy to do. Just go on to filmfreeway.com/Staten Island Summer of Shorts, and tickets are only $10. Click you want one or two or four or eight or 10, or you want all of them, go for it, and get your tickets secured. Well, once we sell out of tickets, we sell out. We don't sell them at the door, so be sure to get them as soon as you can. And we're gonna have fun tonight. We're gonna talk to these directors. Not all the directors were able to jump on Zoom tonight due to different time zones, or some of them are actually working on projects right now, so as we speak, so they were unable to make it, but that's okay. We're still gonna have fun. We're gonna have a fun time tonight. So we're gonna turn the tables over to the first director here, which is Nick with Full Throttle Paradise.
Hi, everybody. I'm Nick DeSimone, and it's really great to be here. Thank you for having me, Vinny.
You got it.
And I'm excited to be part of the festival. I live in Manhattan. The film Full Throttle Paradise was filmed in Jersey City and Hoboken and Staten Island. Um, I'm excited. This is the first time the film will be screened in Staten Island. And I'm excited. I was born in Brooklyn, but I grew up on Staten Island. And I'm pretty sure that my mom took music lessons in this church.
Wow.
Uh, there used to be a teacher, if it's the same church, her name was Nikki Keatsman, and she somehow was involved with the guy who wrote the Broadway musical Hair, Galt McDermott. And I think Galt McDermott had some sort of a connection with this church through uh, my mother's organ teacher, Nikki Keatsman. So I used to go there. So that's meaningful to me. And June 15th is also my birthday. So it's going to be an added treat, you know. But the film's been doing pretty well in festivals. We won some awards. It's a comedy, and it has motorcycles in it, which was a big challenge to film. But we got through it. So um, if you ever want to make a film with motorcycles in it, I would give it some serious consideration. I would think twice about it, uh, because it's just not easy. Uh, but we did it, and I had a great crew. I have a wonderful cast, including Robert Finaro from The Sopranos. He played Eugene Pontecorvo. Karen Giordano, Bill Whedon, who was in some trauma films. He plays cousin Demont, and I'm excited. I'm excited to meet um, the filmmakers involved and get to know everybody. And it's always great to make connections and uh, and to see what's up, what the current projects are, and see if if people could help each other with their projects. Um, and that's it. So once again, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah,
And
thanks.
I wish I could stay for the whole session tonight, but I can't. But and I really appreciate you having me go first.
Yeah, no problem,
That's
Nick.
very considerate.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
we'll look forward to meeting you on the red carpet and seeing your film on the big screen. And that's really awesome about the connection that your mother had with the church.
Ah,
So you never know.
thank you.
So, but
Yeah, thank you.
yeah. So the name of your film again for everybody to look out for it.
The name of my film is Full Throttle Paradise,
Awesome,
and
fantastic.
I wrote and I directed it, and I'm looking forward to screening it in Staten Island. I'm looking forward to having you folks see it. Looking forward to seeing your films and to meeting everybody in person, to meeting you in person, Vinny. And I'm getting good vibes, and I look forward to in person good vibes.
Yeah, it's going to be a great time. All right. Thanks for
Right.
joining us, Nick. And
Thank you.
yeah, Full Throttle Paradise. So that's the first film that's announced for, for the public this year for the film festival. The next film that is selected for our festival, I feel like I'm doing like a football draft or something, right? Like, and the number one draft pick, we're choosing this director to be in our team. Yeah. And the next one, and this director is here in the room, and not only did he direct the film, he co-directed the film and he starred in it. And Black and Stone Detectives by Jossie Pickering, originally from Staten Island and is in Queens. And hello, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your movie?
How's it going, everybody? My name is Jossie Pickering. I wrote Black and Stone, Detectives at Large. It's a buddy cop film that I filmed out here in Astoria. Basically, two cops who are, they're coming towards the twilight of their career. They kind of are wondering what they're going to do about their future, and then they get a surprise call where they arrive to a scene of a crime and they discover something that is very unexpected. It's like a shock twist at the end, and it's just supposed to be a lighthearted um, film that short I just wrote. I wrote it in a series of I wrote like about five of them, but this is just the first one that I was able to film and direct. So it was a good opportunity for me to get out there and film and just this is my first project that I've done. I've done other projects. Just wrote something called The Perfect Gift, and that I was able to do that for Christmas, and it was pretty good that I was able to get that out. Um, my relationship to Staten Island. I grew up in Mariners Harbor. I went to school in Port Richmond. I actually grew up right next to Terrell Strowman, who's also here, and it was good to see him go to the film festival last year. So I'm glad to have an opportunity for my go around this year. I'm really excited to get back to Staten Island and see my family and friends there. So yeah, just pretty excited. I thank you for the opportunity, and I'm really excited to see my work on the big screen. And yeah, it's really I'm really happy about it.
Yeah, and it definitely is a different vibe. I know last year you attended to support your friend, as you mentioned, and then this year, oh, we have somebody talking. Um,
Yeah.
um, and so what I was saying was it's a different vibe when it's your film on the big screen. So it's definitely going to be an interesting treat for you. And, we're looking forward to seeing your film and, see what you do in between from now and then and beyond. So we're happy to have you. So you mentioned Trammell. Yes, Trammell, he has his film in the festival this year. He won our festival last year, our People's Choice, and I believe it was Best Actress. His actress that was in the film last year ended up winning. So, and this year he has something totally different up his sleeve that he released to us this year. So he submitted, and we'll turn it over to Mr. Trammell to tell us about his project.
How's it going, everyone? My name is Trammell Strowman. I'm the writer director of Inhale. I'm originally from Staten Island, New York. Yes, I grew up next door to Jossie. I've known him since he was about maybe 5 years old, so this is pretty surreal right now. My film is basically it's set in a time where air quality has become a critical concern. And without giving away too much, we get to see how that has an impact on two families and it just changes the courses of their lives forever. I was inspired to write the film based off of the air quality issues we had last year, you know, from the Canada winds and everything. This, when I finally directed the film, that was maybe like I would say about the fifth draft of it. Put a lot of hard work and effort into it. So I'm just excited for everyone to see it. I'm excited to see all of you guys' films. Hopefully, everything goes great. I'm just excited to be here.
Next, we have Shorebirds, and it's one of the international films, but not too far internationally. We can say our neighbors up north to us up in Canada. The co-directors of Shorebirds, if you guys want to introduce yourselves and tell us about your fancy documentary that you guys did.
Okay, amazing. Thank you so much for having us. It's great to see the company that we're in and finally meet everyone. I can finally say that I made it now, I guess. Film's been worth it. My name is Kushal Doshi,
I'm Emily Che.
and Shorebirds is a 6-minute short documentary that we shot here up in Toronto, or close to Toronto in Canada and Ontario. It's really only been like 5 crew members, 1 person as the subject, and shot over 4 or 5 days. It's really, I'd say, about the human spirit more than anything. It's focused on the shorebirds, but the shorebirds are kind of a reflection on how much love a person can have for another creation, another creature. And it's kind of his artistic expression on the whole topic and how much he cares about issues relating to shorebirds.
Right, so we follow the wildlife photographer pretty much for a few days down in shore of Lake Ontario, and he photographs and he specializes in shorebirds specifically because that's his biggest passion, and we thought that was the most interesting thing. And so we followed him out into the field for a few days, mostly during sunrise, like 5, 6 a.m. And we just kind of watched him work and do his thing and learned a lot about why he cares so much about what he cares about. And so it was a very unique, fascinating filmmaking experience. I think like it was definitely the most rewarding for me personally because, you know, the crew just loved going out into nature together. And so that was just a very interesting experience.
There were a lot of like 3:30 a.m. call times where we had to get up right at sunrise, and then we'd only have like a few minutes of golden hour, and that's the only time he's there really when the migration's happening as well. So
Yeah.
it was genuinely a lot of fun, and we're very proud of the product. More than anything, we want it to be a proof of concept to show what we're capable of as filmmakers with zero budget, because there is a much larger story here, and we're hoping, you know, all of you will see the film. Hopefully someone out there comes and believes in us, invests in us, and we can make a bigger project out of it.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Amazing story. And now I always am interested when it comes to documentary filmmaking because it is different from narrative. With narrative, you know, you have a script and it could be followed 100%, you know, shot by shot. It could be exactly just like your script. But with documentary filmmaking, you can start shooting the film and then you get like 20% into it and you go, like you said, Emily, you know, maybe there's a bigger story here. Let's go back and reshoot this. And a lot of the listeners tonight are probably thinking, oh, a documentary, 4, 5, 6 days. Oh, you know, one subject. Oh, that's a breeze. You know, that's nothing. But I'm sure there were challenges along the way, kind of working with schedules. You were talking about the weather, and when you dug deep into your documentary without giving too much of it away, did you feel like, yeah, we can originally make this a 3 minute, let's make it 10, let's make it a feature, you know, how did you guys decide about that?
Well, what's interesting is we actually did it for our school assignment. We're both in film school right now. We're actually in our film school building right now. And the assignment only let us do it for 6 minutes, but that gave us the opportunity to really think about the best story that we can make in 6 minutes and kind of dig deeper into that avenue. Like we said before, honestly, from the footage we have alone, it could be a 15, 20, 30-minute film. But the 6 minutes we have right now, we feel are very, very solid and really speak to what is possible out of this story. But like you were saying with documentary filmmaking, I mean, one subject is the wildlife photographer, and a lot of documentary filmmaking is kind of getting closer to your subject. And so that was a very rewarding experience. But the other one are birds. And there's no call time for birds. So we're just going and hoping that they show up so we could get videos of them. But that one was a bit of a
Yeah.
challenge, but it's
No,
a
like
fun one.
the first day we shot, it was a huge thunderstorm as we were driving out, and we were calling the wildlife photographer, and he was saying like, don't be surprised if there are like no birds or anything. Like, I'm so sorry. And then we showed up and we got out there, and the rain just stopped and went up just as the sun was starting to rise, and so it was just the most beautiful like environment ever. And there was a huge flock of dunlin, which is a type of shorebird that kind of showed up on that first day, and it felt like a sign. It felt like we were getting something good, and it was very interesting. But a lot of days are kind of like that. It's you don't know what you're expecting, and sometimes it's nothing, and you're just kind of sitting in the mud for a few hours. But if you do get something, I think it's a lot more special in that sense.
Right, that's awesome. Well, best of luck to you guys. And not sure if you'll make it to the film festival in person, but we appreciate you taking the time to be here tonight to tell us about your film. And we can't wait to see it on the big screen and share it with the rest of New York and our community. So it's going to be great.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
you got it. Our next film is probably one of the shortest, but probably one of the most moving pieces that we have in this year's festival. Jeffrey Peterson from Tennessee, and he can tell you guys about his project. If Jeff is still here. There he
Yes.
is. I see you.
Well, my film is like this. It's called More Than a Diagnosis. This poster here. My very first of anything I've ever done like this. It's exactly 3 minutes and 21 seconds, and it's exactly that for a reason. Because it's more of an awareness film, and it's awareness of Down syndrome. And Down syndrome is a third copy of the 21st chromosome, which is why it's 3 minutes 21 seconds. And it's basically two simple little scenes: a doctor giving a prenatal diagnosis to a pregnant mom of Down syndrome, two different ways. And the first way is not so wonderful, and the second way is a lot better. Just more of a awareness film, more than anything. And I've never really done anything like this before. Never had a film festival. I probably won't be able to make it, and but I'm very honored for everybody to check it out. I've had it playing everywhere. I've collaborated with a lot of people in the Down syndrome community that just adore it, and it's not to make money. It's just to put an awareness out there that, hey, we can treat moms a lot better when they're faced with this diagnosis. They don't have to be rushed and pushed and treated any other way other than a better way than it's been done. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell.
Yeah, and Jeff, you are a filmmaker because you made a film, but normally, what do you do?
Well, to make money, and I've heard this from a lot of people, that the majority of filmmakers have a day job, and I have a day job. I work in a supermarket, so here right
There you
outside
go.
of Nashville, Tennessee. But I have a set schedule, so it works out really well. Another thing I like to do interviews. I kind of got started doing all this is just encouraging from a few people that have made it in the film industry. They're like, "Hey, you want to interview me on your channel? You can set up your YouTube channel and, and hear my stories." So I started doing that, and that's how I got more into doing this kind of stuff. And that's how I got interested in the whole Down syndrome community, because another filmmaker is making a movie, still in making it now, and got to be really good friends with them. And I'm like, hey, I got an idea. And they liked it. How often do you come up with an idea and people that do this for a living are like, yeah, that's good. It's and
Right.
we made it, and it was just a 1-day shoot outside of Atlanta, and I had a couple really cool actresses in it, and it was so surreal for me watching it. You know, I'd put everything in a script form. It was like 4 or 5 pages, and just seeing it come to life was surreal for me.
Congratulations with your film, and I'm sure you'll do a lot more projects, but we'll see your film at our festival. So thanks for
Awesome.
joining tonight, Jeff. Appreciate it. So the next film we're gonna pick is looking at the list here. The Straight Man. All right, from Paul from New Jersey. What's up? And you are a returning filmmaker. You had a film in the festival the first round, so welcome back. You took a year off and you're back.
Yeah, the first year you couldn't decide if you wanted to give me the drama or comedy, so you gave me both.
You're right, right.
You had no idea what it was. I filmed it as a drama, but everybody thought it was funny. So
Yeah,
same
that's
as
okay.
The Straight Man. I filmed this as a drama, and it's gotten more awards as a comedy than anything else. The reason I filmed The Straight Man is my first film, and I had been in one as an actor. And when I saw how easy it was, everybody's going to think I'm nuts, but when I saw how easy it was to make a film, I said, I have to write one. So on the way home from the location, that's the bar in the Straight Man, to Jersey, I actually wrote in my head, I had the entire story. When I told my wife about it, she said, "You're crazy. You can't film a feature. You just retired. We have no money. So make a short." So that's the end of the movie is what you're going to see in The Straight Man. I cut it down to 15 minutes, and that's what we made.
Yeah,
But the best part about it was filmed in the bar that they used in Goodfellas. So I just got the perfect location. I knew the owner, and I had lived in Woodhaven when I was first married. And I didn't stop in Staten Island. I went from Brooklyn as a kid to Queens, past Staten Island, and went to Jersey. And right now I'm in Florida, so I bounce all over the place.
there you go. That's okay. Sometimes that happens. But now I'm gonna ask you a question. I know it's tough. It's tough for me because everybody's like, well, you're on both sides of the fence. Do you like acting more or directing?
Actually, I like writing the most. I actually enjoy the writing more than anything, but I do enjoy the acting, I gotta say. The directing, it's just my vision, so I yell at everybody and say, this is what I want, and we do it my way. There's no collaboration. It's just what I want. But because I have, every director here, you must all have a vision. And I didn't go to film school or anything like that. I actually worked for the railroad. And when I decided to make a movie, I said, I've seen movies for my whole life. This is what I want. And that's what we did. And
There you go. And I've got to say, The Straight Man, maybe not during the making of it, but now looking back at it, it is kind of special to you on a personal level because you had some of your family members in the film on screen as well, right?
yes, I actually, other than the young lady that plays the reporter, almost everybody else was a family member or a friend. I mean, the girl that plays the bartender, I've known since I'm in the first grade, since we were 5 years old. And we've stayed friends through the years. We skipped about 30, and then we became friends again. And when she found out I had done some acting, she said, "Oh, if you ever do anything, I'd like to be in it." And I said, "Sure, why not?" And we had a ball making it. I mean, everybody says it's so hard to make a film. I had a ball.
There
And
you
like I
go.
said, like the locations in the Goodfellow bar. Then we went to Jersey. We filmed in an art center. Then we went to a mansion, somebody's mansion, and we filmed outside. So we had locations all over the place. But
Nice.
we had a ball. We had a lot of fun.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, I see a lot of people, filmmakers, are like, I can't find any actors. I don't know. Did a casting call. Nobody showed up. I'm like, call your family, call your friends, put anybody. Someone will want to be in a movie. Someone will want that 5 seconds of fame. And
Oh, as a matter
so
of
that
fact,
works.
there's one person that my son was not in the movie, and he was living in actually he's going back to Nashville. He went to school in Nashville. He worked in Nashville. And at the time, he was living in Nashville. And I said, "Oh, I feel so bad." But then I thought about it. I said, "He's a musician." I said, "Why don't you do the music for the movie?" So I sent him, when the movie was just about finished, I sent it down to him. And he and a friend of his that had a music studio, they watched the movie, didn't understand it, and sent it back to me with the music in it. And it was fantastic. So everybody in the family was in it, and he got a big part of it. And you know, that's the best part of it, that everybody was in the movie together.
Right, right. I know it's definitely rewarding. You could work on a $1 million budget film, or you could work on a small local, project with, some of your best friends and your family. And then years later, you look back at it and say, you know what? Even though maybe I did a nice job in this big project, my favorite film I ever worked on was that day when I got to work with my family on that project. So that is awesome. Well, Paul, hopefully we'll see you. I know you're in Florida, but if you'll be there.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Nice, nice.
You're gonna have quite a crowd. A lot of people are coming.
And then we're getting down to the nitty gritty. We have Still Life from Romania, and we have Sammy in the room tonight, and or this morning, I could say, whatever it is over there. But we thank you for taking the time to lose some sleep for us. So tell us a little bit about your project and give us background on you.
Thank you so much. So, well, I'm originally from Syria, Damascus, and I came in Romania with the Erasmus program to study and major in arts. So currently, I'm actually studying photography and videography at the University of West in Timișoara city. The project was actually an assignment we had to do. And it's like we had to brainstorm in small teams a short movie idea. It could be a documentary, it could be anything, fantasy, whatever we could do within our budget. So we had to do this with the minimum amount of budget and with an inexperienced crew. So basically, we got together and we actually filmed the movie in my bedroom. So I had to take out the bed and change, put some posters on the wall. I had to ask one of my colleagues to lend me a few his sketches so I could put in my movie as props. As we had to cobble up a set together. We borrowed the lights from the faculty and we started cranking. It took us like 6 days to finalize the movie, given that it actually had like 6-7 different endings until we decided on something that is subtle. Just at first it was going for a horror theme, then we've gone to a on a comedy note. We decided to end it, and then actually we thought like, why would it be like something simple? It doesn't have to be very bombastic. And so this is how it turned out. So yeah, I'm very proud of my colleagues that worked on the movie with me. It was very difficult, as especially we had a lot of problems in scheduling. So our times wouldn't sync together. And as for the production part, what was challenging was the editing process. So actually animating my buddy here.
There you go. Yeah. And tell us about the other star of the movie that these people will get to see on the screen. Who was that?
Well, she's actually my girlfriend. So
there you go.
She decided to save our project by we at first it had to be a male actor. So we had this whole script going around, and then he just called me out of the blue and said like, I can't make it. I'm really sorry. I have something like. And then we kind of panicked because we had a very short deadline to deliver the short. And then my girlfriend, like, I asked her, would you be willing?
Yeah.
I'm not a great actor, but we'll see what we can do. I said, it's okay. Like, we're going to eliminate all the lines and everything, and we're going to just make it more of a silent, a bit musical short movie.
Yeah, no, sometimes you gotta sacrifice and do what you gotta do and keep the production running, especially when you have deadlines. That's very crucial. Um, so how long have you been making films for?
This is actually my first film, and I mostly work commercially. So currently, I'm doing weddings and wedding videos. Just I have
Hey,
to earn my keep.
there you go. That is
Um,
awesome.
yeah, the second project I'm working on, this is actually like something very personal, and it's a documentary. And it's gonna be about the Islamic community in Timisoara. So that is something real near and dear to my heart, and the project was actually very challenging to film. So it's a one-man band, so I'm gonna have to do the editing, the filming, the lighting, and the interviews, and also be there on the field and just capture whatever my eye catches and see what I can cobble up in the editing at the end. So
There you
yeah,
go.
it's very challenging. I have to say it's something different. I never tried my hand at documentary work.
Well, we look forward to seeing your film out here in New York. It's going to be great. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in tonight to all the filmmakers. And I encourage you start. Feel free. You guys all have movie posters. Feel free to, tag us at the SI Staten Island Summer of Shorts Film Festival. Let all your friends know June 15th. I'm going to say this every year, we only have 200 seats. So make sure if you have family, friends that are planning on going, make sure you get them as soon as you can. All right, guys. Well, that was a really fun session. Thank you guys so much for joining the Zoom tonight. It was wonderful getting to meet all of you and learn a little bit about your films. And for all the other people that were tuning in, if you're excited to see one of these movies, comment below which film are you looking forward to the most. And we will see you guys in June at the festival. So start thinking about what you're gonna wear, who you're gonna bring, because it's gonna be fun. If you guys have any questions or you want news updates on the film festival, go follow us on the film festival Facebook page and make sure you get your tickets because you're not gonna want to miss this year. It's gonna be awesome. Everybody have a good night, and we will see you soon.